Are we recording? Excellent. Hi, everybody. I'm super excited to spend a Friday afternoon making crafts with you guys. I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super duper excited about what we're going to make today. Can I show you? This is what we're going to make. I'll hold it up here so you can get a good upright view of it. It sparkles and it's super colorful, and it's just going to be so much fun. I'm super duper excited about it, and it's really easy. So you guys are all going to make one too. So let me walk you through a couple of things that you'll need today. All right. You will need a picture of the tree. You can find this on michaels.com on the website on where you signed up for today's class. You can also, FYI, just trace a triangle. It's a real easy shape for everybody. So we don't have to have this if we don't have it already. That's a-okay. So that's the first thing that you'll need. We're going to also need some mixed media paper. This is something that you can get at Michael's. If you don't have that for today, that's okay. You can get it. You can just use any kind of white paper, will work just fine. But we do sell this pad like this. And then you're going to need a couple of whatever color of cardstock or background that you want to use. I'm probably going to do mine on blue today because I think that's going to make the colors really pop. The other thing that you'll need is some glue. You can use a glue stick. You can use Elmer's glue. This is just like basic Elmer's glue that we just put in little bottles because I didn't need a whole bottle for this craft. And then you'll need some tissue paper. If you don't already have this bag that comes pre-cut, you can just use any tissue paper that you have, which around Christmas time, you probably have a lot in your house, and you can rip it or you can cut it into whatever shape you want. For today, I will be using these that come already pre-cut, and I already pulled out some of the colors that I want to use. So FYI, that's what I'll be doing. And then to make it shine and make it sparkly, we're going to use some sequins. These come in all different kinds. There's all different colors, all sorts of things that you can use to make it extra fancy, because after all, it's Christmas time. So we're going to make a sparkly Christmas tree. And also, if you want to see, you can see my Christmas tree. I put it up, it's up, and it makes me so happy. It makes me really happy that I get to work from home and just turn around and look at my Christmas tree all day long if I want to. It makes me happy. So are you guys ready to get started? Any questions before I going? If you can help me, Milan, is that how you say it, or how do you say your name? I want to make sure I say it right.
It's Milan, and we
Milan,
do have
okay. Okay, let's get those questions going while we get started.
Yes. Tegan wants to know, what size is the tissue paper so I can cut it?
You can cut it literally whatever shape that you want. These are 1.5 by 1.5 squares. But listen, if you wanted to do circles, you could do circles. If you don't have tissue paper, you could totally just use other colored pieces of paper. That would work great too. Really, this one is one that you can use anything that you want. So even if I see somebody saying that they can't find their tissue paper, if you have other pieces of construction paper or other pieces of color paper, or if you want to get really creative, you could pull out a white piece of paper, use a marker, and kind of make your own color. You could do it that way too. Whatever is easiest for you guys. So let me start. I'm going to pull out my piece of paper here. This is what I'm going to make my Christmas tree out of. Okay. Any other questions that we have? I see somebody asking about glitter. I work for Michaels, and glitter is always welcomed. It's absolutely, you can use glitter. What other questions do we have while I'm getting situated here?
Just a few questions about
okay, let's hear it.
Paper, which I think you went over.
Okay, perfect.
And then a lot of compliments. People are very excited to get started, so that's a great thing.
Awesome. Okay, so this is the trick. I did this craft earlier and I made this, and I learned that this is for the first part where you're putting the tissue paper on your white paper. The less glue you use, the better. If you use a ton of glue, then your tissue paper is going to tear and it's going to get soggy, and it's going to be kind of messy when you try to cut it out with scissors. So this is where you kind of want a light hand with the glue. So let me show you what I mean. And this is going to be tricky because it's white glue on white paper, but I'll see if I can show you. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just do this whole thing and fill it in with the tissue paper. because we don't want raw edges. We're going to then cut out our tissue, our tree shape, and then we're going to do it that way. So you see how I kind of have not a ton of glue, just a little bit of glue that we're then going to use the tissue paper to kind of to hold the tissue paper down. But it doesn't take a lot because tissue paper is so thin. You don't need a ton of glue. It just kind of, it's like tissue paper, right? So it works really well. So then this is like my favorite part. You just, really easy. Are you guys ready? I think you can handle this. You're going to take a piece of paper, tissue paper, and put it down and kind of push it in. And you're going to just kind of keep doing it until you have most of the paper kind of covered, the shape of what you're going to do. Now, I think I saw somebody ask what size of tree you could do. You can do smaller trees. You could also do something completely different than a Christmas tree. If you want to make a Christmas tree ornament, and so maybe you want to do a circle instead of a Christmas tree, or maybe you want to make a star instead of a Christmas tree. You can do any kind of shape that you want. And there's no right or wrong way. You're just going to kind of keep covering it. And then I like to just use a whole bunch of different kinds of pieces of paper. And you'll see how the more that you put down, the more it'll just kind of like, at this point, you're just, oh, you can't see what I'm doing on the screen. Did we highlight the right screen, Milan?
Yes, we should. Colleen, I will private message you and we can figure something out in terms of technical.
Is anybody else having issues that you can't see, or is it just like an isolated incident? Looks like we've also got Hazel who's having issues, and then we've got some other people who are saying they're good. So I'll let you, Milan, work on that. So
yeah, no problem.
Perfect. So the good news is that this is going to be a really easy part to catch up. So you just kind of come in and you just kind of keep covering it. And the more that you cover it, the more kind of designs that it makes, and you can kind of see how it overlaps. Yes, crepe paper would absolutely be considered an option if you have streamers and you want to cut that up. You can do any color of paper. You can really, it doesn't really matter what kind of paper that you use. You can use anything. And you can even do like what I just did, where I put down a couple. The thing I love about tissue paper is that you can layer things over. So like when you layer the colors, it gives like a blending kind of a blended look. And that then makes it so that you have like a bunch of different colors instead of just one color. Okay, are we still having issues with people not able to see?
There are some people I'm working with through DM. Most people seem like they're able to see. I think it's the mobile devices. If you're on a mobile device, try pinching the screen so that it can zoom out. If that doesn't work, I would suggest leaving.
Or are they on, sorry, are they on speaker view? What view are they on? Is there like gallery view versus speaker view that they should maybe look at?
Yeah, so please make sure that you're on speaker view.
That might help. But I'm seeing a lot that can't see. Okay, so I do have a question for those of you who are, it looks like we might be getting it to work. I want to know what everybody's favorite Christmas tradition is. What are you guys like most looking forward to about Christmas? What do you guys think? Maybe you can put it in chat and I can, oh, somebody said presents. Same, me too, I love presents. Christmas lights, Christmas villages, ooh, stockings, hot cocoa. Absolutely, I love it. I love it. Somebody said, for those of you who can't see what I'm doing, maybe you can see. So this is what I've done. You can see the glue is all over, and I'm just kind of covering all of the glue with the pieces, and then we're going to cut it out to the shape that we want here in a minute. All right. Okay, how are you guys doing? Is everybody doing like a bunch of different colors, or is somebody doing just like all one color? What are you doing on your trees? All one color. Hazel, what color are you doing yours? I bet that would be really pretty. Ooh, some 4 colors. I like it. Random colors. That's kind of what I'm going for. I just need to get all of this glue covered. Trying to use all of the colors that I have, red and green. Ooh, that's what my tree is, red, green, and white. I love it. Is anybody doing a different shape than a Christmas tree? Did anybody say, no, I want to do something different? Or maybe a different kind of Christmas tree? What are you guys doing for your art? We all just doing a tree. I like it. And then if you get to this point and you realize, oh, I've got some spots like you can see here. I've got some spots where I don't have enough glue to put it down. So I'm going to just put some more glue down. And you just want to get it to where you have glue covering, like you have little like colored squares covering most of the white section, so that when you go to cut out your tree, you don't have a lot of like not colored, like not filled in areas. So I'm just going back in and adding a little bit more glue in places where I need it. And remember, you don't need a ton of it. You don't need a ton of it. I was thinking that you could find a way, you could do this on as like a Christmas tree ornament. Hold it to my right. What is that? My right? Like this? Is that what you need? So we're just kind of covering it in, we're filling it in. I'm just randomly grabbing some paper, putting it in so I don't have too many colors. Ooh, somebody said about making it for Christmas cards. Oh, that would be so cute to do little smaller ones. Or to find out, like you could do, yes, I think that would be a lot of fun to do it in another. You could even find a way to like maybe make it stand up. If you put like a little like flap on the back, that would be a fun way to do it. Okay, so let me put some more down. We're getting to the point where we're kind of close. Need a little bit more glue. Some here and here. How are you guys doing? Are we good? Are we getting to where we've got lots of our stuff, our white paper covered? Do I need to go a little bit slower, spend a little bit more time on this? I don't know about you guys, but for me, this feels like it's super kind of like relaxing. Like it's like the perfect way to end my like work day, because now the weekend is starting and it starts to feel like maybe I'm going to do something crafty for Christmas this weekend.
Have a few questions for
Yes,
you.
let's hear it, please.
Abby wants to know, can you use liquid glue instead of a glue stick?
That's what I'm using. Yes, absolutely. You can use both liquid glue or a glue stick. It looks like a stick because it's not a normal, but it's liquid glue that I'm like squeezing out, and it's liquid glue that I'm using. So absolutely, you can totally use liquid glue. If you have an adult and you need to use a glue gun, you could use that. You could use any kind of glue. Rubber cement would work. All of it would work. What other questions do we have?
Our next question, the paper you are putting the tissue paper on, is that going to be the tree?
Yes. So that's going to be our very next step, is we're going to trace the tree design that we want, and then we're going to cut it out so that it looks like this. Do you see how this, like the tissue paper is the same as that paper? So that's what we're going to do, so it's clear that this is the shape that we're going for. Does that make sense? Is that good? Any other questions that we have?
Pierce wants to know, do we roll the tissue paper on the pencil?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about when you make like flowers or starbursts and you have it kind of stick up 3D. That is a really fun way to do it, but that's not how we're doing this project. But you could totally still do it that way if you wanted to. That would be totally okay. It's just not the way that I did it, but that doesn't mean that there's only one right way to do this. There's a million right ways to do this.
And the last question for now, Diana wants to know, what type of paper are you using?
So the colored pieces are tissue paper. Like it's the kind of stuff, it's like super like crinkly. It's the kind of stuff that you would use to like stick in a gift bag that you pull out when you opening a present. And then this kind of paper is this. It's the medium weight mixed media paper from Michaels, but you don't have to use this. I just like this because it's a little bit thicker. It's not quite so flimsy as like copy paper, but you could really use any kind of paper that you have. This is one of those great things that there's no right way to do it. You can do any kind of paper that you want. It totally does not matter. If you have any kind of paper at home, go for it. It works. There's no right answer. That's why I went to art school, because I love the creativity that like doing stuff like this gives you. It just makes it really easy to do kind of like fun things.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all for now, but I'll keep you
Okay.
updated as we go along.
Okay. I think I'm going to put just like a couple more pieces down. I feel like I need some green maybe in this tree. Let's see. Do I have any more green in here? Oh, there's a good one. The other fun thing that you can do with tissue paper, I don't know if you guys have done that, where you put tissue paper down and then you put water on it, and it kind of like gives like the color from the tissue paper bleeds into the paper, and you can use it like watercolor sometimes. It works better with some tissue papers than others, but that is a really fun thing to do. You can cut out patterns and then pull the tissue paper off, and it's like dyed the paper below it. That makes it a lot of fun. Okay, so I think I'm done. I didn't do all of it, which is okay. I'll show it up here now so that everybody can see. So that's it. Like you can see that that's about the shape of my triangle that I'm going to use. I didn't cover all of it, but I covered most of it. That's enough to cut a triangle out for my tree and get a stump there. And that's a good call, Milan. If you didn't catch up, if you didn't go in, and we'll talk about this for a little bit before we keep moving on to our next step, so that everybody can catch up. But this will be recorded and posted to the website tomorrow, so you'll be able to have a link to go back in and review it and watch it later and see. But this is kind of where we're going. I really like how it looks with this light. It looks super bright and super cheerful, which is really, really fun. I like it. Okay, what questions do we have? Any other questions? Ooh,
Little quiet for now. I think
okay,
people might
we're
be
just
still
trying to get
working.
caught up. I get that. That makes perfect sense. That is not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. We're done with that, so I'll put that over. Okay. You know what would be really fun to do with tissue paper too, I think? I just was thinking, I think I have some of these, to take some squares like this, just because it's so pretty when you hold it up like this. It might be really pretty to put some tissue paper inside like a clear ornament, right? And turn that into like a little ornament that you could then like hang on your tree. I think that would be really pretty. Ooh, Kaylin, I love it when you mix colors and it makes new colors. That's one of my favorite things about colors, is that you can take two colors that are one thing on their own, and then when you mix them together, suddenly you get like a whole new color. And that's why this project is so fun, because it looks like stained glass. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. Are we kind of getting a minute to catch up to this point in the project? Should I wait another minute, or are we good for me to move on to our next step? What do we think? Okay, I see a couple. Wait, I see a cat likes my tissue paper. Okay, we'll wait just another minute or two more. Of course, I can wait. I'm happy to bring you guys along with me. I wish I could see your whole faces. And you can cover the whole page. You can. You don't need to, but if this is therapeutic for you and you like it, then just absolutely you can cover the whole page. Absolutely. That is Not a problem. Oh, and then we have London who's waiting for the next step because she's all caught up. Okay, for those of you that are all caught up, just you'll have plenty of time to catch up. It's time to cut out your tree shape. Where you put the tissue, you're going to glue the tissue onto your page. So you're going to use glue to put your tissue on to glue your paper here. The white paper is just like an 8.5 by 11 size. So it's just like a basic note paper size. It's not a huge, it's like the normal size of like a cardstock or of anything that you would have just around the house. Okay, so for those of you who have this little triangle Christmas tree cutout, that's great. If you don't, grab a piece of paper and draw out what shape you want to cut out of this, because we're basically turning this kind of into our wallpaper. This background is our wallpaper that we're going to then turn into our design. So we need to map out the shape that we want to use to turn it to turn into our design. So the very first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put this over here so I don't get it all wet while it's drying a little bit. So since I already have this, I'm going to cut this out and just use this shape. And I have my handy dandy little pair of scissors that I'm going to cut out the shape that we'll then use to turn our stained glass into. So this part is pretty straightforward. I know you guys all know how to cut scissors. You're like expert Michael's makers already at this point. I have no doubt about it. So this part, you can just like take your time cutting this out. So I see a question about how I got this tree outline. If you go to the Michael's website, there is an outline that when you, and the same place where you signed up for the class, there is a link. Maybe we can get that link put in there for you so that you have it. It's coming in the chat. But you can do that, or if you don't want to do that and you know how to draw a triangle, then draw your own triangle. That is a-okay. On that same page where all of the materials are, there is a link to the PDF that will give you this. But it doesn't have to be this. I'm just using this because that's what came with the project. And if you're following along, then you'll see. But it can be whatever shape that you want. We're going to use this as to trace the shape that we want out on this colored piece of paper here on our bright colored section. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So I'm cutting out, if you can see up here, you can cut out this piece of paper. It was the one that came with there. It's a triangle. If you don't have the one that came with the craft, you can just cut out any triangle will work. It's going to be just fine, any triangle. And we'll give people a chance to catch up to where I'm at here. And then we can go to our next step, okay? So what we're going to do, is so we have this here, and we're going to put this is the shape that I just cut out, and you can see how I'm going to show you down here where I can actually lay it flat. It's too hard to do it up at the top. So you can see now where I have it down here like this, and I have it laid flat like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil. Where did my pencil go? Oh, it's hiding here. Move this over. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to kind of trace it on here so I kind of know where I need to cut. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to trace it. It's kind of tricky because you've got a bunch of layers, but even if you just kind of have an outline. And so now you can see where I have the outline, you can see where I have like just kind of a rough like outline of what I'm going to cut for you guys up at the top. Can you see kind of where I have this like little outline of the triangle where I'm going to cut? So Oh, so you already put tissue. So this is what we're going to do. Okay. And now we're going to cut the triangle out on here. We're going to do the exact same thing that we did just a second ago with our blank piece of paper. We're going to now cut it out here. So this is where you can just, if you're still working on it, this is like really easy to do. We're now going to just cut it out while I'm working on it here. And you might, as you're going, kind of, you'll feel where you hit some glue and it gets a little soggy and you just kind of go a little bit slow and just kind of like keep working through it. Okay. So I've got one side cut out. Now I'm going to do the bottom of it. For those of you who are at the top, I'm just cutting my triangle on the piece of paper with all of the little tissue paper squares. So we're going to make it here on this. You are welcome to use any kind of color that you want. You can use any kind of paper background that you want. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. What other shapes would you guys do this technique on? What else do you guys think you might do? A star, I see somebody said a star. That's a great idea. A heart, ooh, that's fun. A snowman, ooh, I like that idea. What other shapes? Ooh, a wreath, wouldn't that be cute? A wreath with some like mostly green and little bits of red, a snowflake, a square, an ornament, stockings. Oh, you guys have some really great ideas. You guys are very creative. Ooh, a reindeer, another snowflake idea. Well, that's a fun idea. A Santa hat. Oh my goodness. Okay, a fireplace, that could be really fun. That would be fun to use, that one where you wrap the squares around the pencil and you can make your fire stick out a little bit. A star with a heart. Ooh, gingerbread. I should make some gingerbread. Do you guys like eating gingerbread or do you just like decorating gingerbread? What do you guys think? Yes, Pierce says yes. He likes to eat it and decorate it. I agree. I think that is gingerbread or ginger snaps. Have you guys ever had ginger snaps? Those are like my favorite kinds of cookies. Do you guys ever like to make like gingerbread villages, maybe? Yes. What about, does anybody have a tradition in their family to decorate sugar cookies? Because sometimes sugar cookies are as good as gingerbread, right? I think that can be just as cool. Let's see. Okay. So for you guys who can't see me down, oh, with sprinkles. I love it. I love that somebody said that they and her sister baked together. I love it when, that's one of my favorite things about Christmas is like all of the fun things that you get to do with your family, right? Okay, for those of you who can't see what I'm doing down on the ground, on the floor, we'll put it up. So this is my Christmas, this is my tree. It's all cut out, right? Now, what do you think my tree needs? What should I add to it? Is it okay to just leave it be this triangle or should I put something else on it? What do you guys think? I feel like it probably needs a stump, right? Like it needs like a trunk. And maybe we'll cut out, let's see what we get when we get a trunk. And then what you can do, because remember, you're not using that whole page. So see, I have all of this leftover paper that still has these pieces glued. So I'm going to use this section to cut out my trunk for my tree. So I'm going to pick whichever, like, ooh, I think I really like this area where I have some green and some blue and some pink and some red. I think I'm going to cut my trunk out of that section. All right. And then remember, we have all of these sequins that are so fun and so sparkly. Those are going to be our ornaments. We're going to turn those into our ornaments. That's the last step. All right. You could turn these into, ooh, somebody just said that you could turn the sequins into lights. That's a good idea. You could like do them in a string and make lights with them. Glitter would also be entirely appropriate in this section. Do we have any questions that we need to answer? Any other thoughts that we need to talk about? What do you guys think? Do we need some more time? Where are we at?
Looks like everyone is getting
We're getting there.
ready to
Okay.
start.
Okay.
Daniel actually just put into the chat, how
Okay.
big is the trunk going to be?
You know what? I just decided it's going to be this big. It can be however size you want. Do you want a tall, skinny trunk? Do you want a little square, a little fat little trunk like mine guy is? It also kind of depends on the size of your paper, right? If I'm putting it on this guy, then my trunk can't be huge that my tree then doesn't fit on it. So you gotta keep that into mind too. So it's kind of, that's one of the things I like about art, is that it's whatever you want. What strikes your fancy? How do you want to make it look? Yeah, so that's how it works. So for this part, when we're ready, I'll give people a few more minutes because we've got one more step. So I've got my trunk cut out. You can see it over here. And then up here, I'll put it up here. This is my trunk. It's just like a little rectangle. And then I've got my tree, and I want to do one more thing to my tree. So I've got it here, but just like this, it's a little boring. You know, I might want to do something a little bit different to my tree. So if you can believe it, we're going to cut this into 3 pieces, and I'm going to make it look so it has a little bit more visual interest to it. So this is my tree, and you could just put it just like this right on your paper and call it good, and that would be great. But I kind of like what the instructions say, like this, where we kind of build in a line and it looks more like stained glass. So that's what we're going to do. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of, I'm going to do a piece like here, right here, like this. You just kind of make a decision. And we're going to just cut it like this right here. Okay, there's my first cut. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to go like this. Okay. Okay. And then here is my top part. Okay. So that's kind of how I did it. You can just, so now, are there parts that like this part might need a little bit more glue? So I might put this a little bit more here like that. This part might need a little bit more glue, so I might add a little bit there. Let's see, that part looks good. This part looks good. Let's see, I might need a little bit more glue here on the trunk. Okay, but that's how we're going to do it, all right? So I saw somebody suggest that you could also do pipe cleaners, which would be really fun to put pipe cleaners on and have that be like a garland that goes across the tree. That could also work really well. You could totally use glitter. You could use a lot of things that would make that work. Ribbon, if you have ribbon, that would work really well. Or do you guys know that zigzag kind of like rickrack stuff that like ribbon, but it's like it has a zigzag? That could be really cute on a tree too. Sorry, I bumped my camera. Okay, so for those of you who can't see what's happening on the bottom, I've cut my tree into 3 parts, okay? It's gonna be a top, a bottom, and then there's gonna be a little top part. And I'm gonna glue them together on like a centerpiece. For those of you who are still working on parts, that's okay. This is really easy. You can cut it in and you can put it together later. Just keep going. I just wanna make sure that we have time to get all the way through this in the time that we have today. So I'm going to start assembling my tree, and I'll hold it up to the top here in just a second. I just can't do that while holding it up. So I'm going to take my glue. I'm using the exact same glue that I used earlier for those of you guys who can see it on the phone viewing my work station. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a little glue on the back, and then I'm going to put it down here on my tree. I'm going to kind of hold it down. The good stuff about this is it dries really fast, so it's pretty quick. And then we're going to do a little bit more glue here on this guy. You might want to put a little bit on your edges so that they stick down like they're supposed to. You can't see it, but there's a lot of glue there. And so I'm going to put that down here like that, pushing it down really good. Okay. And then I'm going to do this section. I'm running out of glue, you guys. Let's hope we have enough. The good news is I have more if we need it. So then I'm going to just put some here, just getting the edges good. So you can see I got a little bit here on the edges, a little bit here, there, and then I kind of like did a little bit in the middle. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to move my top piece. I'm going to put it so that I have a little line between so that it still looks like it all goes together, but that there's like a line in the middle. So it looks like stained glass. Do you see how I did that? For you guys who are watching, can't see the one camera. Do you see how I did it? I glued down the two pieces, but I kind of separated them so that there's a little line in between the two sections. All right. Okay, now I'm going to do the top part. Make sure it's all good and down. Sometimes you have to push it down really hard. All right, and here's my top. Do you guys like to do really messy crafts or do you like to try to keep it clean? What do you guys think? I like both. It depends on what I'm doing. I went to school and I studied art in school and I always tried to keep it clean, but I have like specific pants that are like my paint pants because they just have paint all over them. Okay. And I've got this little guy that's coming up. Put a little bit more glue right there. I try to keep clean. Abby is obsessed with organization, you guys. I respect that. I don't always keep it organized, but I respect it. Okay, so here I am. Here, let's show it up here so everybody up here can see what they're doing. So what do you guys think? Do you like it better on the green, on the blue, or do we like it on the red better? What do you think? Which one do you like better? I'll hold them both up here so you can see both of them. So there's the red and there's the green or the blue. Okay. They kind of are both different. It's funny because some of the colors stand out more on the blue and on the red, like you see the blue and the green a lot more. And then on this one, you see like the purples and the reddy colors, which I kind of like. It's kind of fun. Okay. So, oh, someone is doing theirs on green. That would be totally cool. Any color you could do any color you want. It would work. I could have done green. I should have done, that would have been an option, right? I had a green piece. Okay. Let's see. Do we have any questions that we need to answer while we give people a little bit to catch up to us? Because we've got one step left and I want to make sure I have time for it, but I want everyone to be with me. Purple, I like it. My sister sent me a picture of somebody's house that has a bright pink Christmas tree. And I was super jealous. I thought that sounded like a lot of fun. We have a couple of people who are done. We need some help. We'll wait just a little bit. This last part won't take too long, which is kind of nice. Has anybody gone to see Santa Claus yet? Is anybody doing that this weekend? What do you guys think? 3 times, always seen Santa Claus 3 times. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. I get to see Santa Claus Saturday. I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to take a picture with him. You think I'm too old? Am I too old to take a picture with Santa Claus? I don't care. I'm doing it anyway, guys. I'm doing it anyway.
Never too old for Santa.
Thank you for the backup. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Diana. I'm young. Who cares about age? Awesome. You guys are this is the best class I've ever taught. I love you all. Okay, are we ready for our next step? If you're still working on previous steps, that's okay, but I want to make sure that we get through all of it. Okay. I really like that, you guys. Never too old to do anything. You're right. That is true. I've learned a lesson today with you all. Okay, so where's my bag of sequins? So we're going to pick out some sequins that we want, and you can do this a couple of ways. You can just like start daubing glue on your paper and then put the sequins on, or you can like map it all out and decide I only want to use silver sequins or whatever you want to do. I'm probably going to go for the like however I want, whatever, like, you know, a random mix that I did my tree in, and we're going to see how that goes. Okay. We'll see. You know what? I'm going to try to find a different little thing of glue because this one is not coming out. I think this one might be better. Oh yes, that's much better. Now with these ones, I did learn a tip when I was practicing earlier. You kind of want a little bit of glue because these sequin guys, they're shiny, so they don't always stick super well. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you on both cameras so you can see. So you see how that sequin has a hole in it? Can you see that? It's like a hole in the middle. Let me get a good angle. I'm going reverse. There we go. Do you see how it kind of has a hole in the middle? Up here, can you see that it has a hole in the middle? You kind of want the glue to pop through that hole, and that's what holds it down. It doesn't just stick to the glue. So you'll see I have like I'll show you. I have kind of a big, where I'm like going backwards, it's throwing me off, guys. I have a big dab of glue right here. It's big. So I'm going to put the sequin on it, and I'm going to push it so it pops through that middle part. The glue will dry clear. You won't see the glue later. When it pulls through, that way that keeps the sequin on the paper. If you don't put in enough glue, then the sequins are going to fall right off. Okay. But that's how I learned it. On this one that's all finished, they're stuck on, well, they're stuck on really good. Like it's not coming, they're not coming off. You have to pull really hard to get them off. So that's my trick. That's my secret for you guys for gluing sequins down. I'll show you up here too. So you see, you have a lot of glue, and you can see how the glue kind of comes through, and it looks white at first, but it's going to dry clear. That's going to keep the sequins on your paper without them coming off. And I'm sorry, did I just see somebody say that Rudolph came to their neighborhood? That's amazing. I love that, you guys. Okay, we need to get all of our stars, our sequins on here. I saw at Michael's too, just recently, I was buying some stuff for my nieces and nephews who I'm going to go visit and bring some art supplies. We make sequins that come in a bunch of different shapes, which I thought was pretty cool because maybe you could find like a star sequin and put it at the top. I did not do a star. I probably should. Maybe if I have time, I'll whip one out. But I wanted to make sure that you guys were all tracking with me. So I'm just like going for the random. I'm just sticking down a bunch of glue. And then I'm going to just cover all of these with sequins, make it look kind of cool. You could also totally use glitter, or what else could you use? Can you guys think of some other things that you could use? Maybe if you don't have sequins at the house. What about googly eyes? They might be kind of crazy on a tree with a whole bunch of googly eyes. Ooh, pom-poms. Pom-poms would totally work. Paint or markers would absolutely work. Pom-poms, just a heads up, sometimes this kind of glue doesn't work great with pom-poms. So sometimes then you might need to like get some help gluing it with like an adult gluing down pom-poms with a glue gun. I saw somebody, confetti could work totally, Diana. I think I saw somebody else say beads. They would work. Totally, they would work. There's a lot of choices that you could use to do. What about if you had like a hole punch and you just like made like a whole bunch of that confetti, kind of what somebody else said, that could work. If you don't already have your own confetti, you could make some confetti. That could totally work. Crumple the tissue paper. Oh, that's a good idea to make little balls. Ooh, I like this orange one, this purple one. That's a nice color. Okay. I'm like only using the big ones because I like them the best. My little bag of sequins comes with a bunch of different sizes. Green one up at the very top. Is anybody doing something really fun for this weekend that they want to tell us about? Text us about? I'm going to go to the symphony tonight and listen to them play Christmas music. And I'm super duper excited about it. Ooh, somebody's going to Polar Express. That's amazing. Ooh, bronze glitter. That's a good idea. Okay. You could do like you could do a whole lot of sequins. That could be a lot of fun and just kind of keep it going on. Ooh, someone's got a soccer tournament. You know what else might be kind of cool with hole punch paper? Oh, look, someone has the same idea. You could do the whole thing with hole punch paper and have it just be like little dots. That could be a really fun idea. Okay, let's see here. I'll put a red one up here at the top. Oop, nope, that was a silver one. Okay, you ready? Here I am. I put all my sequins. It's sparkle. You see it down here? As a bunch of, oh, I missed a dot, you guys. Hold on, I got a glue drip I got to fill in. Give me a second. Missed one. Okay, what do you think? Do I need more sequins on it or are we good? What do you think? Okay, more. Oh, glitter glue. That's a great idea. We've got people saying more in all caps. They're yelling it at me, you guys. Got it. Message received. Message received. We've got a few minutes left. I'll put some more glitter or more sequins. Make it look fun. Okay. There's a big purple one. Nice. Okay. We'll do a bunch more. Okay, you guys, you might think that this is too much. This is a lot. Maybe there's no such thing as too much sparkly. I do work at Michael's. And we do always joke about it can't be sad if you sell get glitter and googly eyes. When anybody has a bad day, that's what we say to each other. Okay, what do we think? I mean, come on. That's amazing. Okay, does everybody like how theirs turned out? Are you happy with it? More. The great news about this is this is just like a starting point. So you can keep adding more glue, more sequins, as long as your grown-ups will let you, right? Like don't make too big a mess because we've established that most of you don't like mess, which is okay, but just keep going with it, keep having fun with it as long as you're like relaxed and easy. It's a lot of fun. Do we have any other questions that we need to see? I really do hope that you guys post it on Instagram so that I can go back and I can look at pictures because I would love to see what you guys did and see how it turned out. Any other questions? We've got like 8 minutes left together that I can answer for you guys that you need questions. Does everybody feel like they have it ready to finish it? Glitter glue is always a good solution. Glitter glue is always handy to have around at Christmas time, I think.
There are some
Okay, let's hear them.
just about posting the pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and put the link
Okay.
to where you guys can find the recording in 24 to 48 hours.
Yep.
And then I'm also going to give you guys some tags so that we can all see your beautiful creation. So I'm going to do that now. In the meantime, feel free to send any more questions and we can get those answered before we sign off.
I can answer them for you. Oh my goodness, is there another Kristen that spells her name the same way I do? That's awesome. Bye, Maria. Let's see. Let me move my mouse so I can answer some questions that we might have. Oh, that's a very good question. What's for class tomorrow? The link that Milan is sending you will give you what classes are coming up next. We've only got 2 more classes, and then we're done with classes for Christmas for the holiday merrymaker season. So you should go sign up if you have some time tomorrow or on Sunday and sign up. That would be a lot of fun. Okay, you guys, I'm totally gonna hang this on my tree or on my fridge. All right. Okay, we are all done. If you want to stick around, I'll answer any more questions that you have. But if you are done with your tree and you know what you're doing, you're good to go. You can sign up or you can stick around. I will, you know what? Somebody's asking about when will there be more classes. We are going to do some spring classes, and we're also going to do some summer classes. There's going to be a kids camp, an art camp for the summertime that you guys can sign up for. And it'll be like classes every day for like a while during the summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yep, they're going to be online and in store, so you could do it both ways. Thanks, guys. I had a lot of fun too. Thanks for coming and thanks for sticking around.
Pierce wants to know what the dates are. I'm not sure if you have that information yet.
I don't have that. That's my team. I'm on that team that's managing that, but I don't know those exact dates. If you keep sticking around on the Michael's website, visit every now and then, you'll be able to see when it is and sign up. We'll let you know. You'll know for sure. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.
An anonymous member wants to know, can you make this out of felt?
Oh, I would think so. Absolutely, you can make it out of felt. It would have a different like feel to it, but yeah, you could totally make it out of felt. You might need stronger scissors than these to cut out the felt. So you might need some big kid help to like use scissors that are more like this. But yeah, you could absolutely do it with felt. That's a really great idea, actually. A wreath would be pretty out of felt, like green, different colors of green. Bye, guys.
Perfect. Any other last minute questions that you guys want to get in before we sign out? I'll give a few more minutes and then.
Oh, I'm so glad, Janet. Have fun with your grandkids tomorrow. That'll be great. Okay.
I have the same question as Hannah. I believe that was answered. If you don't mind retyping it, we can get it answered for you.
Yes, the instructions are totally posted. If you go to michaels.com and you go down to today's, like the kids club class that looks like today's date, there's a link to like it looks like this. Actually, I have it right here. There is a link to like everything that you need. And it has instructions and the supply list. It's really great. It has everything that you need for it. But yes, it's on michaels.com in the classes section. Good question. Any others? Okay. Nope, I got you. We're good. You're very welcome, Elizabeth.
Just typing up a little question that I got via DM. Can I share my stuff anywhere else other than social media? Of course, you can share it with your family, your friends.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like.
The social media is just so I can go look at it, but you can share it wherever you want. Put it in the mail and mail it to your favorite aunt. That's what my nieces and nephews do for me, is they send me their artwork. So absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Totally. That art is meant to be shared 100%.
Perfect. All right. So I think we got all the questions. Thank you everyone so much for joining. Thank you, Kristen, for
It was
teaching us the
so much
beautiful
fun.
creation.
I had a blast, you guys.
Absolutely. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. Bye.